So we'll continue with our IMDb example today. Okay. And first we will see the solution for the last question. Okay. Um, I remember the last one we did was this one, right? Movies didn't receive any +5 ratings from any critic. And then we saw did we see an answer for this one? Yeah, we did, right? Okay. So we saw an answer for this one. Okay, so now we have another question before we add a new feature. So speaking about users, okay, so regarding a certain user, okay, a certain user using a certain ID, okay, I want to know all the movies that, for example, Saria rated 7 or more. Okay, so Saria is our user. She rates lots of movies. Okay, she has lots of ratings. So, what are the movies that she rated 7 or more? Okay, this is the page we want to create. Okay, so now we should take less time doing so. Okay, solving those questions, considering that we already did. Okay, so let's start doing that. And then the next question will be about adding a new feature and new tables. Okay, so while you're working on this question, okay, uh, let's see. Kevin, can you share it? Just I want to show it to everyone. So Kevin is having a general error. Okay, that's like
Okay.
it's very common. So let's just see what was the error and how he's solving it. Okay, it's very good that if we
Can
can learn.
you give a screen share? It says there's no
Ah,
permission.
okay, yeah, should be now. Okay, so he's getting something called the validation error. Validation error is mainly it means like there's a required field most of the time that you are not providing. Like for example, the idea of the movie is required, or the name of the movie is required, but you are not adding anything. So, but the problem is you can't see what is the actual problem, what is the actual thing that you are missing. It will just tell you validation error. Okay, just like something was there was a problem. Okay, but it won't tell you what the problem. So we are trying to view what is the problem. Like, can you open the validation errors one down? Yeah, down, down. Yeah,
Which one?
it's,
Here?
yeah, yeah, up, yeah, zero. Yeah.
Oh, so
So
see,
the
my description's too long.
yeah, so the description is too long. See, so
But
this
it's a
is the error that your database is returning. So show us from the beginning. Oh, you have a very long description.
yeah, that's why, because I just copy and pasted it.
Oh yeah, okay.
But you see, without the proper error or exception, I would never know why.
Yeah, of course. Yep. That's why you can find lots of solutions on the internet. It's a common problem.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the
I'm just
thing
gonna try.
is, if you have this condition that the description is only 200 letters in the database, you need to have it also in the view
Yeah,
and in the code. So the user should see it here before it's even submitted to the database. So
right.
let's start from the beginning. So Kevin is trying to add a movie. Okay. He keeps getting an exception. The exception is saying, hey, there's a validation error. Something isn't valid. Okay. But he isn't able to know what is the exact thing that's missing, although his database is up to date with the code. Okay, so the database is not like changed without changing the code. Everything is synced, everything is up to date. But there is a problem. So can you show us the thing that you searched for? So
Yeah,
now Kevin, like,
it's right
the
here.
most important thing is you can't solve a problem without knowing what is the problem, right? So I can't fix the problem if I didn't see the actual problem. Okay, it's just telling me there is a validation error. Okay, but okay, what is this validation error? So first step for Kevin was he needs to see what is the error, the actual one. He didn't go and start digging in the database looking for clues. Okay, the first thing you need to know is the actual problem before you can solve the problem. Okay, it's common sense. Okay, so I started searching, okay, how to view the validation errors, and that's what he found. He found that you can put something, okay, an expression in the watch window. Do you remember the watch window when we were debugging? Okay, the window that will show you, it will only show up when you are running, actually.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is the watch window. Okay, it will show you the value of x or y or your variables. Okay, it's to watch them. So you can add a new variable, okay, to see the actual validation exception. Okay, so you will see it now very soon.
I don't know what happened there. Hold on, let me reload this.
Yeah, it's still working. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So
I'll,
never try solving a problem without knowing what is the actual problem. Okay? Don't start reviewing your code, reviewing your design. If you don't know what is the problem, you can't solve it. You will be amazed how many programmers they just, oh, I have an exception. Okay, what is it? It's just an exception. There are like a zillion types of exceptions out there, but they don't. Okay, so this is the watch window. Okay, this watch window you can add like, okay, show me this variable, show me this the movie ID, the movie name. You can also add an expression to see what is the actual um, validation error. This is only for validation, of course. Most exceptions, they will show you what is the actual problem, but validation exceptions are a bit tricky. You need to add a value in the watch. So let's move another step.
yeah, I stepped through, so I have the error here now.
Oh, and the name exception doesn't.
It's just because I haven't stepped through to the next one. When I go next step, it gets an exception, and then I can catch.
Okay, yeah. So now it's showing. So now you need to look for the section that's called validation errors. And that's when it tells you, no, the previous one. Yeah. That's when it tells you exactly what is the problem. So your problem is you said the description shouldn't be more than 200 letters
Yeah.
and you are entering more. So the database is refusing this movie. It's not allowing you to enter.
Mhm.
Okay. Of course, this shouldn't happen if you have a proper website, because the website should tell the user that please don't add more than 200 letters before sending the movie to the database to be saved.
Right.
Okay. So imagine the user didn't enter a name for the movie. Okay. Should you send a movie without a name to the database?
No.
No. And the database will refuse it, okay, because the name is required, but you shouldn't send it to the database, okay? There should be a validation in the view, in the HTML. And we will learn how to do that very soon. Okay, thank you very much, Kevin.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, so the main idea here, uh, either validation or not. Don't try to solve a problem and say, hey, I have an exception, I have an error, okay? You need to say, I have an error, which is this, this exact thing, okay? And I try to search for this exact particular error, and I know what is the problem, but maybe I can't solve it for some reason. In 99% of the cases, if you know what is the problem, you can find it in the first three results on Google, okay? But you need to know what is the problem before you can solve it. Okay, just like the first rule in life. Okay, so let's continue with this one. And please, whenever you have like an interesting problem like this, you want to solve it, we can share solving it together, and then we can learn from it. Okay. So once anyone is done with this question, let's see a sample answer. So Sari is done. Okay. So let's see what you have.
Mm,
Okay, user rated 7 plus. So the ID here is ID of what?
user.
Okay, so this is the ID of the user that you want to see his top rated movies. Okay, the movies that he or she liked. Okay, so if the ID is null, bad request, then we are finding the user. Then line 24, if the user is null, okay, then I don't have this user. Okay, line 26, now get all the movies where ratings.any. Okay, so I am scanning all the movies. I want to know all the ratings where the rater is this user. Okay, and the value is more than 6. Okay, 7 or more. Okay, so that's a valid way to do it. Okay, and then we are sending the list of those movies. Okay, where the rater of any rating is the user and the value is more than 6. I'm sending it to a view. Okay, what do you have in the view?
Can I just fix one thing? Wait, I want to do something. This one was
Okay, so
errored.
you are
There
using,
you go.
okay, yeah, and you are also sending the viewbag dot username.
Yeah, I did,
Okay,
but now I kind of killed it. I tried it. The error came up.
an error came up.
Yeah, when I wanted to show the rating of that user for that movie. Like, I know it's over 6, but
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, probably it's not being queried.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But you have the actual um, the actual result. Okay,
Mm. The
okay,
other things show up fine. Yeah.
yeah. So here is just a matter of showing a list of movies. Okay, so you can do something similar to the index movies. Okay, okay, you have a list of movies and you are trying to show it.
Mm.
Okay, can you just go back again to your code?
Controller?
Yeah. So that's Sari's way. Anyone has a different way where you start from this user? Anyone tried the opposite way?
I did from rating.
Yeah. So from the ratings table. Okay. Can you show us what you have? So most of these queries will result in a similar query. After we learn how to write raw SQL queries, okay, just plain SQL, we will be able to see then, okay, this link, eventually link is a C# thing, right? You are writing a link code, okay, like where and filtering and select. So this eventually will be translated to what? To something the database can understand, right? Because databases, they don't understand link. Okay, this database has no idea what link is. So link will be converted to SQL, to plain SQL language that databases can understand. So then we will see, okay, what is the result of this link SQL and compare the generated SQL together. But we need to learn SQL first, okay? And this is the next course. Okay, so um, Hans is starting from ratings. Okay, so he has a table of ratings. Okay, so I don't want like I don't. It's not necessary to go to movies then ratings. Okay, like I have a table for actual ratings. I can go there right away. Okay, so what Saria did will result in a join. Okay, we will learn later what is a join, but this one, okay, it won't result with a join because you have the user ID. So all what you need to go is go to the rating table, just rating table, without joining with movies or joining with users. Okay. So all what you need to do is to go to the ratings, okay, and search every time the rater ID is the same ID of the user I want. Okay. And the value is +7. And extract everything in a list. But this is a list of ratings, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you are sending a list of ratings to the view,
Yeah.
and then you are showing the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, movies.count, rating.movie.name. Okay, and it's showing up correctly.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So there are, of course, like you, when we go to SQL, you will notice that um, there's always more than one way to do what you want. Okay, And there's a way to benchmark and see what is the speed of this query and this query, and it will tell you exactly how long it took. Okay, yeah. And now, for example, there are two ways to do it, and there are even more. Okay, thank you very much, Hans. Okay, so our next question or our next request is about adding a new feature. Okay, so there is something called watch lists when it comes to um, a website like IMDb, okay, or like it's like a music list that you create, okay. So a watch list is a table, okay, or uh, a set of tables, okay, that will provide the functionality of allowing the users to have a watch list. Okay, so what does that mean? For example, I am a user at this website. Okay, um, like there are so many movies in this website, but I don't have to watch them. I don't have time to watch them all now. So I create something called a watch list. Okay, so I go to this website, I create a watch list. Okay, and then I start adding movies to it. Okay, that means like, hey, I am creating this watch list and I'm adding those movies so I can watch them later. So it's just a matter of adding the IDs of movies to this one. Okay, most of the time you don't have any extra information, you are just storing what is the movie you want to watch. Now if you want to add any extra information, could be like, are you like, do you want to watch it soon, or what is the priority of this movie? Okay, but this is like not something mandatory. Let's see. So we can see some real examples here. So this is IMDb watch lists. Uh, they want you to sign. They had so many watch lists before. This website really changed a lot. Like,
I think I saw a watch list plus sign at the very top navigation bar, right side.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, but this means you create your own, which means
Mm.
you need to
So the
create
site
one.
provides your watch list?
So, so this is something like a watch list. Yeah. So here, this site, you can create an account. You can create your own watch lists. You can rate movies. This is like the database. It's called IMDb, Internet Movie Database. It's like the biggest movie website. You can know all the information about any movie, like everything. Okay. So this is, for example, a watch list. So imagine me as a user. Okay. I added those movies to the watch list. Okay. And then after I watch them, I can remove them from the watch list. Okay. It's a list that it's a list of movies that I want to watch, but I didn't watch yet. Okay. So here I store, hey, this looks interesting. Let me store it in my watch list so I don't forget it in the future. Okay. So they asked us to add this feature to our system. Start thinking, what are the tables needed for this feature? What are the relations? Okay. Where's the one to one? Where's the one to many? Where's the many to many? Okay. start visualizing the solution and start, of course, implementing it. Okay. What you're doing now is mostly the time of the system designers, okay, the people who design systems before they start coding it. Okay, so before coding, you need to design what you want to build. Like, you know, architectures who build buildings and houses, before they start building, they design the whole building on paper, right? And they say, hey, here we want a room, here we want a kitchen. After they have a design, now they send it to builders. So it's the same story with software. Before we start building anything, we need to design it. We need to decide exactly what we want to build, at least for the next month or the next 2 weeks, and then we start building it. Okay. Of course, we will learn that it's not good to decide for a whole year what we want to do. It's better to decide on small cycles, small sprints. We will have a total course on that. Okay. But for now, I just want to make sure you understood the idea of a watch list. Okay. It's for a user. A user creates a watch list and puts the movies he or she wants to watch in the future. Okay. Now, if you understood the idea of watch lists, you can start working in how to convert it to code, how to convert it to tables, and start creating controllers and start working with. Okay. So anyone isn't clear exactly what is the meaning of a watch list? Okay. So let's start thinking about it. Take your time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes thinking, then start implementing. Okay.
Sorry, Mohammed.
Yeah.
I just got a question. So for the movie list, it's only for the movies that we want to watch but haven't watched, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
only for
As a
these
user,
this
each
option.
user has his own watch lists.
Okay. So it's not any other options like the movies that haven't been like
No, like sometimes even if you watched a movie and you rated it, sometimes in rare cases you want to watch it again, so you add it to your
okay.
watch. Okay,
Okay. So
we don't want to have this condition that if you saw the movie you can't add it to watch list. No,
oh,
um,
okay. So
I
every
am a
movie can
person.
be added to the list, right?
Sorry.
Every like any movie that you
Yeah,
wanted to
exactly.
watch,
Yeah,
no matter you watched it or haven't.
right. Yeah, because
And
the website doesn't know, and even if you
okay,
rated this movie, you can still add it to your watch list. Okay, the
okay,
movie
okay,
want for the website won't forbid you to do so. Okay, like
okay,
I'm a person, I like to watch the movies I like more than once. Okay, so even if I watched this movie 2 years ago and I rated it, I like to watch it now. Okay, and I want to add it to my watch list. Okay, this is totally fine. But always after you finish your design, try to review it and try to make to see if it makes sense. Okay. Now, once you are done, we hope that we have different designs so we can compare them and see which one is better than the other. Okay. So let's start working on that. Also, a user can create as many watch lists as he wants. You can create something called my comedy watch list, my action watch list. Okay, you can create multiple ones. You are not like required to have only one where you have everything. Okay, you can maybe create something like my September watch list. Okay, your watch list for September, your watch list for October. Okay, so a user can have many. Roy, are you asking anything?
very controversial that. So there are some people, not some people, other people. There are a lot of people that do not like him, and so have decided to go on my Instagram and cyberbully me. Now I'm confused because what did I do? Look, if you're gonna hit my father, it's not like I can stop you, right? I love my own father.
This something's playing.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, that's an interesting story. I'll tell you it later. But it's, it's a controversial matter. So if you have a dictator or a very bad person who stole everything, so he can give to his children, is it okay for people to bully his children? Yeah, it's a very tough question. Like I'm against bullying kids in general, of course, but steal from other people, when you torture other people to give your kids, and they are enjoying on the expense of everyone else, this is a tough question. I don't know. Okay, this will be our next homework. Okay. Yeah, sorry for that. I should have closed this one.
Mohammed, I'm seeing some error messages when I have applied the new design to the SLN.
Okay, so when you made the database design
Yeah,
and you updated your ADMX,
yeah, and that's
okay?
when I got some error messages. It is updated, but it shows like 28 errors. I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. So you can't continue because of that. Let's see
Okay,
what you have.
so here.
There's no property in the movie ID defined in type referred by. Yeah, well, those are most likely your controllers, because before of that we need to know what did you answer. So with name movie ID defined by role user. So did you add movie ID to a user? Or?
Oh, before, yeah, but I deleted them and I saved it here, the deleted, and then came back, updated, and then it still shows these messages over and over.
Okay, let's see what the design you have.
Okay.
So what are the tables you've created?
This one, just one.
Just one?
Watch list. Mm.
Okay. So ID, who's the user, who's the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the relation between user and watch list?
User and watch list, one to one. Well,
One,
watch list
one
has
to one.
many users.
Um,
Yeah, no, one to many. Watch list has many users. User has a one watch list.
no. Wait, how
No?
come a watch list has many users? Like we said a user, me, I create my own watch list. So you can't see my watch list or access it, or how can I have many users? Like you as Sarah, you can create one watch list, two watch lists, so you have so many watch lists. Okay, and the watch lists you create, can I come and see them? Like this is your privacy, and
Really?
probably
Oh, I thought this.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Maybe you want to make it private. You don't want anyone to know what you're watching.
Okay.
Yeah, so the relationship is the opposite to what you said. So the relationship between user and watch list is a user has many watch lists, but a watch list has one user. Okay.
You mean
Now what's the relation between watch lists and movie?
so? I thought a list, watch list, has many movies.
Yeah, it has many movies, but not many users.
But how could user have like multiple of movies in its table and many watch lists at the same time?
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to figure out.
What?
Yeah, well, that's the question.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying don't create a new table,
So
or
you don't need to make one table. If one table isn't enough, then maybe you need to make more than one table. Because like a watch list is something, and a watch list has, so a watch list maybe has creation date, it has maximum length, it has public or private. So maybe you want to make it private, maybe you want to make it public. Okay. And a watch list also has um, like it has movies inside. So first, between watch list and movie, what is the relationship?
one to many?
Why one too many? Like
One
who's the
watch
one?
list has many movies.
One watch list has many movies. Okay, and what about the movie? Can a movie be in one watch list?
No. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay,
many to
that's
many.
why I was explaining
Ah.
the watch list over and over. Okay, because I was afraid that if you've never made one, you could be confused very easily. Okay, so that's the thing. Um, let's try to get it right, and maybe you need more than one table. You don't need to make one table for the whole system. So watch list is a system or like a subsystem you are adding. Okay, it's a new feature you are adding, which could result in multiple tables. Okay, let's think about it again and think about the relations, then think about the
Okay.
table. But think
What
about the
about
watch list
these?
as
Oh, sorry.
yeah, well, the thing is, usually when you have a bad design, you will start getting those things, but there's no property. Can you double click on one of those?
errors.
Yeah. So usually when you have a design that doesn't make sense, you will have this. So it's saying no property with the name movie ID defined in type referred by role user. Yeah. I really don't know what that means, but it's saying you like you had the movie ID and you don't have it now. Did you delete a movie ID somewhere?
Maybe this one.
No, what are you deleting from? Like you don't delete from
no,
here.
that one. No, that one was when I wanted to connect the user and the movie and made itself a watch list. So what I was thinking was
but here you don't delete or add or you don't change anything here. You change
but I updated and it didn't change. Why?
That's a different thing, but don't do here. Like you can delete all the tables and bring them again. If this is causing you an issue.
Oh.
Okay. Select all the tables, bring them back. Okay. But usually when there is a problem with relations with stuff, you won't be able to update anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, try to delete everything here, then bring them again. But before that, you need to fix your design.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Try to think again about the design.
Okay.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, anyone is done also with database design, just the design, okay? Anyone is done with the design so we can like take a look and see if it's correct or not. Suley, Yushin, Kevin, Hans, Millie. Okay, so let's say your design.